Now these girls, how old?
I'm doing 13 to 15 years old.
13 to 15 years old.
Right, that's what I'm doing, 13 to 15.
For this job, the alleged traffickers think they are bringing kids to a party where the children will be brokered to a bunch of American pervs. But first, the deal is struck, seen here on hidden camera.
Le va a gustar al jefe.
Oh, sí. Sí, sí, sí. ¿Cuántos años tiene? It's shocking how big it is. If I wasn't in this, I wouldn't believe it. But the numbers are staggering. I mean, there are more people, if you look at men, women, and children, there's more people in slavery today than ever before in the history of the world. And it's interesting because we kind of congratulate ourselves, I think, as a people that we have eradicated slavery, and that was all back in the old days. There's more people enslaved today than you can add up all the people that were enslaved during the transatlantic slave trade, for example. And in no way am I belittling that. I mean, that was horrific and just terrible. There's more living today than all of those over 300 years. And millions of them are children. By most estimations, over 5 million children are forced into sex slavery or slave labor. And roughly 2 million are children forced into sex slavery. So these numbers are astronomical. It's how can this possibly be? Until you go in, and I've been in there, and I see this is real. Mm-hmm. These children you just saw on the clip. I mean, that's one of countless operations we've done. This is real. Kids are being sold as sex slaves, as slave labor. It is. It's to me, it's the most horrific plague ever to hit the earth, and especially in our time. And part of what we're trying to do is let people know, because most people don't know. It's in this dark corners of the world. People don't see it, and so they don't know it's happening. It'll never be eliminated until everybody knows and stands up.
I see the great minds in the time lose themselves in merchandise, selling dreams, outrageous schemes, like a hustler's lies. And all these lies become truth. This truth becomes a curse. Market soul for its arrogance, thinking light can be bought with a purse. Here comes the fire. I tell you, devil's at your door. No ram on the altar, ships are close to shore. Yeah. You know, I read all the masters. You know, this ain't nothing new. Love thy neighbor, that's the best that they can do. In this world of illusion, love is something you can buy, on sale everywhere. It's such a joke you can cry. It's gonna be cold as hell. Our soul just could freeze. It's gonna be cold as hell. Come on and listen to me. Come on and listen to me. The hypocrisies strung out along the way. Oh, I know about blindness, how hard that it is just to play. No great clarion will sound the warning bell loud enough to save man from the folly of his will. Here comes the fire. I tell you, devil's at your door. No ram on the altar. Ships are close to shore. Oh, ships are close to shore. I stand before the mirror. I hold fast to my fate. I'm alone in the art of myself, and I'm carrying the weight. That the change is nigh. It's written in the sand. Joke's on you comes the fire. Oh, I tell you, devil's at your door. No ram on the altar. Ships are close to shore. Ships are close to shore.
4 people shot and killed in just a little over 24 hours here in the Phoenix, Scottsdale area, and police say that they believe the first 3 victims are somehow connected. They're trying to figure out right now if the 4th victim is also connected. Now, the first person was shot and killed Thursday evening around 5:30. Stephen Pitt, a renowned forensic psychiatrist who was involved in the JonBenet Ramsey case and the Columbine shooting, he was shot as he was leaving his office. Now, witnesses told police that they heard raised voices, an argument of sorts, then gunshots. Pitt died on the sidewalk. Friday afternoon, a little after 2 p.m., a woman who had been shot in the head was seeking help from people in a bus stopped at an intersection. She was taken to the hospital where she later died, and police say that they followed a trail of blood into a nearby office. It was the lawyer's office, and in there they found another woman shot dead. Both of those women were paralegals at the family law firm. Now, the 4th victim was very early Saturday morning. Police have not named that victim yet, but they're trying to figure out if he is connected to the others.
In today's Crime Trackers report, is it an abandoned homeless camp or is it something more sinister? It was found by veterans on patrol in the area of Valencia 919. News 4 Tucson's Lupita Murillo is live at the site now with the latest details. Lupita, what can you tell us?
Well, Angelique, the group was looking for homeless veterans, but instead they found this abandoned camp. Now, this camp has a mirror, and right behind it is this table. And on the table you can see shaving cream, flea and tick shampoo, roach and ant killer. And right behind it, this area where people probably slept.
We saw the straps on the trees that were meant to subdue someone. We saw the bunker with an entrance that only a child could get into. And we saw the name Hello Maddie written on the top of it. And it's just, it became something so terrifying in such a short time.
Danny Ward is a volunteer with Veterans on Patrol. They came upon this abandoned camp on Tuesday. They say,
this place is meant for child trafficking. It's meant for torturous, terrible things that should never happen to a small child, let alone anyone.
While they found numerous children's items in the camp, such as toys and clothes, there's no official investigation saying this camp was used for child trafficking. Tucson police has been there. They've also taken pictures, and they say they're turning it over to detectives.
So is this a homeless camp, or is it a camp that was trafficking children? We don't know, but we'll find out for you and let you know. Reporting live, Lupita Murillo, News for Tucson.
If you're over that secluded spot, we've been following a documentary crew who is exposing human trafficking in their film titled Contraland. It's headed by Craig Sawman Sawyer, a former elite member of Navy SEAL Team 6. His crew consisted this weekend of a former Navy SEAL colleague and CIA. They were called by another group about an abandoned camp that appeared suspicious, and this weekend they spent hours examining that spot. Take a look. Just yards from this abandoned cement tower, a stark difference in vegetation that could be a haven for the homeless or those in hiding.
It's very well hidden. You can see all this vegetation here. And when you come through this tunnel, it actually cools down a little bit, but you can clearly see this is pretty expansive for an area.
A secluded spot hidden in plain sight, not far from I-19. The Contraland documentary crew sifted through the dusty, seemingly discarded items, Barbie dolls, clothing, and suitcases. This one filled.
A lot of porn mags.
What we found was a tree that looks like a rape tree back over here with a bunch of shielding visually. And there's all manner of straps and fabric and numerous ways to lash something to these trees, all in here.
But it's this piece of wood strapped to a tree that is the most chilling sight for Sawyer.
There's, again, numerous strapping devices. This is even a coax cable where it looks like someone could screw a coax cable and put it around someone. This may have been a place where a child was made to hold on to this.
Frank is a former Navy SEAL and has seen many smugglers' dens, some used for human trafficking.
The signs point toward that. I couldn't tell you for sure, is this a smuggling den? But when you see things and you look around and, like, just take, for example, the cover that goes on the septic tank down there now.
The tank seemingly used as an underground bunker.
Those are signs. And why would it have the top set up so you could place the top over it after anyone was in there?
That sewage container has got a little girl's earring, a fork, Lucky Charms. There should be DNA all over in there. There was a chain with a lock found inside that container.
His crew convinced now that the site needs to be thoroughly investigated.
And they're telling you what?
They're telling me this looks like a child rape camp. That's what they're telling me. Frank's been to Africa. He says it looks like a part of a rat line, a trafficking route where they would stop and lay up and do what they do for a day or two and then move on. Joe, he's a federal criminal investigator as well. He concurs.
Now, Craig Sawyer says he plans to call the FBI to investigate the camp. Tucson police say they've been out there a number of times, and it appears to be an abandoned homeless camp or just an abandoned camp. However, they are still investigating.